Green on. Hey, welcome. 3 more pots right behind me. We're gonna get into it. But before I do that, good morning, chili dogs. What you focus on grows. Feed them horses. All right, so we're gonna get back into this here. So I'm gonna turn off the green screen here. So I'm gonna evaporate in a second. But before I do that, let's wheel. Camera B. Get some water. Push this down. A little bit of water. Push this in. Right up. Take a breath. He showed up when I was doom scrolling after I woke up from a nightmare. I'm glad I could help you quit doom scrolling. I'm telling you, doom scrolling is a real thing. We're gonna get like studies on this one day, like from some smart person that's a science guy, and he's gonna be like, doom scrolling back in 2024 was a pandemic. Hammer fist right on top. All right, I'm gonna smooth this out. It's already pretty centered, but we wanna get it perfect, right? So all you're gonna do is push down and slowly walk this out to the side here. There you go. And why is that getting it centered? Clay off-centered is coming out to the edge as you're pulling your fist down and out, right? Clay comes around. If you got your elbow here supported and your wrist supported, and it's hitting this moment here and it's not moving, right? You shouldn't have your arm shaking. If your hands are shaking, usually it's not shaking the way, or if your hands are moving, the clay's gonna be moving and not the way that you want, right? It should feel like butter. But I'm not a cat guy, but there's this like cat video person that I always see. It's a cat with like 2 legs that's like jumping around on 2 legs. I'm like, what the heck? Kind of looks like a dinosaur. All right, anyway, our friend of the stream is coming back, guys. What's up, guys? It's me, Llama. We're gonna get in to another volcano poll here. We haven't really done a lot of polls recently, right? Because this is the first part of the day. So we're gonna get right into it here. Let's go. Camera B. So I pinch on here and it's like 2 lanes of traffic. The llama's coming back towards me, whereas my left hand is pushing away forward. And it's that push and that pull going across center, right? That's gonna make your volcano here. So I'm pushing down at the base again, slowly walking this in. Always slow towards that base. And then we gotta ask the clay, hey clay, do you got a quest for us? The clay says, yeah, I got a quest for you. Take this bump to the top of the pot here, right? Right to the top of rim. And this little bump, you want to lift it like a baby bird. They call it a pole, but it's more of a lift. When you get to the top, lessen up that pressure, go a little bit slower. There you go. Kiss that rim. You got a pole there, right? Haha, do you ever have to change the things you say to avoid changing cameras? No, not too often. Maybe like when I first started I did. But I try to use like random things, right? Like when the intro, I try to make it sure. Usually when I used to say wheel, it would act really funky because I have another one that says let's wheel, you know? And so then I was like, oh, whoa, I gotta change those 2 because they kept interacting with each other. Okay, so that pole was trying to maximize the height. You know, it's getting pretty thin, so it's starting to get wobbly. Some of this water out of here. Like one of the wizards, but here we go. whispering. We don't want to scare the clay. The clay is a very, I don't know, what's the word that starts with an F? Fickle thing. It's a very fickle thing. So sometimes if you speak too loud, the clay's gonna freak out, right? So here we go, right on the inside here. Slowly bring this out. Camera B. Kiss that round. There you go. So we got a tall twist here. So that means we gotta have something going on right here, right? The nights, I feel like most of the people who do the night trend, they're like try-harding, you know, like you see them and they have like literally a full night suit. And I'm like, dang. Meanwhile, the gnomes have like paper hats. I feel like gnomes are like the rats, you know? So we did 5 tendrils on this one. Just giving something a little bit more interesting in that bottom part there, because you know, I think sometimes if you have a really tall moment here with nothing happening, it looks a little bit, what's the word? Like dead. The pots look. Somebody asked me, what's the inspiration behind the name Pottery Demon? And so it's all about this idea, right? For a long time, like when you wake up in the morning, let me set the stage, you know? You wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that happens? All of a sudden, you know, you're sleeping. You wake up, right? And you're like, oh, get out of bed. You start walking out of here, you know? And then you hear the bed, it says, come back. Comfort is over here. And then you go, right? And so what I've found is that that's the demon, right? The demon is the thing that whispers comforts to you, right? Because it's preventing you from going out and doing the thing that you find is valuable. Comfort is the thing that pulls you away from that, right? And so I call that the demon, right? And so pottery is the thing that I'm using to distance myself and to conquer the demon, right? And so the name Pottery Demon, that's the origin of it. But why would people just think demon and think I'm like a Satanist or something, you know? But it's more like it's a reminder every single day when I do this of that demon that's lurking, you know? You keep that demon in the light, right? You always have that in your mind, and so you know when it pops up, right? Then there's moments now where when your body's making this impulse to go, you can sit with your mind, can be like, no, hold on, get back to it, go find value. Okay, here we go. Camera C. Camera B. And there we go. So wherever that wobble is, you saw that twist, and then slowly walk that back up to your hand. Whenever you feel it's dry, get it towards center again, and tilt it back over. And there you go. Right down to the bottom. Get ready to transition your hand. So watch my right hand shifts in front. Get ready. And I can pull this back up. All right? Take your 2 thumbs. Open this up. Check if there's any rabbits. No rabbits. Okay. Get some water on the inside. Taking your 2 fingers right down. And slowly pull that back. Remember, it's almost like you're scratching against the chalkboard. It should feel like butter that you left out the night before, right? Was the water once clear in here? Yeah, I mean, it was once clear. I mean, you just kind of get it dirty when you're doing it. Slowly bump this in. You're gonna see this little bump here. And the key is to walk this up. I'm getting a little bit thin on that top, so I gotta be aware of that, right? Call this in just a little bit here. John asked if I'm afraid of spiders. I hate spiders, yo. Again, a little bit of water on the inside. How often do you get clay in your hair? Trying to get into pottery? I get clay in my hair probably every day. Yeah. The ends of my hair are really dead because of that. Alright, so pushing in and slowly asking that clay for this little bump. Clay gives us this bump. We're going to slowly slow down our wheel just a little bit. And remember, you know, this is like a quest that's given to us from the clay. And we're going to take this quest and we're going to be slow and methodical. We're checking all the corners, all the walls to see if they're, you know, a fog wall that will lead us to find some treasure, right? And like a slug, we're going to get to the top there. There you go, right? Ross Collins says, "What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. This one looks delicious." Thanks, Ross. I'm glad you think so. Take a breath. And walk this up. 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 Yeah, walk this up. Slowly twist this out. And something that we didn't like about the last one, maybe, is we want this to twist in a little bit more. So we're going to project that clay on this inside. So we're stretching that out on the bottom a little bit. So hopefully, when I go to twist this down, a little bit of water on the inside here. It's getting kind of thin there. Be careful. Hook our fingers and kiss that rim. We got a little bit of a lean on this one, right? And so you can see right there, I didn't go up far enough on one of the twists. Right there. So it's leaning a little bit. So what do you got to do when you get that, right? You got to lay into that a little bit, right? We got our little, so that's that interior there, right? Everybody always says it looks like a doom bucket. To me, it kind of looks like a vortex, right? It seems like, or maybe like an eyeball or something, you know? It's kind of weird on the inside there. All right. Camera B. You ready? Take a breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. There we go. We got 5 little petals right on the bottom there. You goated 1. Camera B. Tilt that forward and then down. Camera C. Grab your hammer fist right down to the top. What's up, guys? Friend of the stream, Llama. We're here for one last time today because we already have 3 pots getting in the making here. One more volcano. Let's go. Ooh. Right down to the base. Camera B. Camera B. Dun, 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 dun. Again, we're gonna go right down to the bottom here. We got one more pull. We gotta be careful. Again, we're gonna be chill on the bottom. Always chill on the bottom. Slowly allow that finger on the top. Drift up above. And so it's getting really, really thin. And so it's gonna get wobbly here. But hopefully we can get some nice height. And we're not gonna freak out. We're just focusing on what's happening on the top. The bottom stuff, it doesn't really matter. You can smooth that all out later. There we go. So pretty thin there, but you can see we got too thin and we're getting a little bit wobbly. So if you wanted to fix that, you would just take a wooden rib and get rid of all those lines. But I think the lines here are kind of pretty, right? Like I think that they, what they do is they reflect your pole, right? And so I always say, I don't really want to get rid of that. That's information on how it was made. A lot of people get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that walk that twist up, you're gonna twist just that top, just a little bit, and then push it down just a tad. Get ready, we gotta be careful. Slowly out, kiss that rim. There we go. Okay, so we wind this one up pretty tight, you know? And so for me, this one really gives it that like tree-like quality. So the more narrow and twisted, you'll see this in comparison to some of the other ones at the end. But to me, like when you walk this up, they look really tree-like, right? Obviously, you can see some of the inconsistencies of when I bring this up. And also, do you see how it's tilting to one side? Gotta watch out for that, right? So even when it moves just a little bit, right? You gotta be like on your game to catch it when it's ready. That's all you do is you gotta twist it a little bit and shake it down and you're good, right? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And there we go. Do you only teach old people? I teach all sorts of people. Guys, I need you guys to share some energy with me. I'm lacking some energy right now, you know? I need some energy. Green on. Hello, guys. Thank you for the energy. You've given me the power to shrink myself down to the size of the pots. Now I can talk about them. So we're gonna start off with this one right here. This is the one that we just finished. I think this one is definitely the winner of the day. There's something about how tight that twist is where it really starts selling itself as a tree. It distances itself so much away from pottery and more into the realm of sculpture, more so than the other ones, I feel like, right? I have the two tendrils on the side, giving it a little bit of a gesture, and I think this one's really a winner. Then we got this one over here. So this one right here, you know, I'm kind of liking what's going on in this top part, right? I think that kind of looks interesting where it falls forward. When the rim falls forward, and it almost gives the pot like a direction to look at, right? And that rim is a framing device for that spiral that I showed you guys on the interior last time, right? So if I go over to wheel, can you guys see that spiral, right? So it invites the viewer to look at something that is interesting on the inside of the pot. Usually the insides of the pots aren't something that people even think about, right? And so for me, they become a moment to highlight. Anyway, we got the one on the top, and so we got this one right here. You know, I think this one is more of a normal one, just some petals on it. The twist is kind of nice, you know, nothing too crazy. I think you always got to have the mundane to highlight the extraordinary. Thank you so much for watching. All the best. instrumentality. Alright guys, well that's it from me. If you guys have any questions, I'll play one more pottery edit and then I'll look at the chat, and if no more questions, I'm gonna head off and I gotta start editing, okay? Alright, so again, goated 1. Can you do a break dance? Can I do a dance break? I haven't really done today's not the vibe for the dance break, I'm sorry. Do you lay on clay? Why so dirty? A lot of people use like rugs and all sorts of other things, but for me, I don't have my outfit on for the day until I'm covered in clay. That kind of rhymed. That actually could be hype. What type of music hypes me up? Funk music. Somebody said they're completely hammered, just arrived home from the club and your live stream just popped up in my feed. I can throw one more pot for you guys then. Let's do that. We need a new vibe. Vibe shift. Camera C. Let's go. Let's wedge this up here. So this is what I mean. Once they get dry enough, they just pop right off the wheel, so I don't even wire them off, right? Alright, guys. I'll make this one quick. Thanks for doing another one for the drunk people just wanting to see pots being made. Well, it seems like a lot of people just started coming in and asking me about throwing, and then somebody was like, you know what, how come you're not throwing another one? So for me, I'll do another one, why not? Slow motion. Bring that up. I need to get an abort command for sure. Alright, you guys ready? Camera C. Right down to the bottom. Alright, key right here. Make sure you're locked in. Your elbows right to your hip bone. You're like a crane. You're like a machine. Take your fist right on the top. Slowly walk this back. All that off-centered clay right into your hand. Great. Here we go. Check for rabbits, guys. Spring. Or I guess it's summer now. What's in there? No rabbits? Great. Have some water in there for the tadpoles. They can't be drying out in the pond, right, guys? Right down to the bottom. Who's the best villain in all of movie history? That's right. Captain Hook. So grab your hook, cut it right around that bottom there, and slowly walk this out. Right? Should feel like butter that you're cutting through or scratching against a chalkboard. Gotta turn this down a little bit. It's too much of a vibe. And then we got our favorite friend of the stream. You guys ready? What's up, guys? You thought we were only doing 3 pots. You were right, but we had one drunk individual come in and ask for another one, so here we go. Ready for another volcano pole. Camera B, slowly walk this in. And like Squidward always says, guys, Krakatoa. A little bit of water right on the inside there. Get ready to pull this up. Grab your knuckle, push this in ever so slightly. Walk this up, walk this up, walk this up. You're gonna find this little bump. That's the key, that's what you wanna find there, right guys? A little bit lighter on the top. There you go. Okay, get ready, collar this in just a little bit. All right, a little bit more water right on that bottom there. You guys ready for another pull? You gotta ask the clay, hey, Clay, I got a question for you, buddy. Yeah, what is it? Do you have something for me, a quest? Possibly a bump I could take it to the top? And the clay says, sure thing, pal. Right over here, right to the bottom. You're gonna slowly push that base in, and you're gonna walk that finger on the inside up just a little bit. There's that bump. Once you find that bump, don't let it go. That's your best friend. You know, they call this a pull, more of a lift. Lift that baby bird up into the sky, ready to fly away. Like a slug, climbing to find his next meal. Moving as fast as he can, but he's only just a slug. Right to the top there, there you go. A bit of water. You guys ready? And then right out. Bring it to this edge right when it's about to collapse. Slowly hook that finger on the inside. Pull this up and a little bit in. Ooh, it's tilting. There we go. Put in here. You guys will see it in a second here. And again, we're going to walk this one over. And maybe want this one to interact with each other on this side, right? Perhaps we want it to come over, up, and right next to the first one, right? And so look at that. So now you gave so much personality to the pots, really laying into that motion, laying into that expression, that gesture, right? Breaking away from pottery, entering into the realm of sculpture, right, guys? Gonna get ready for some pottery dance moves. You guys ready? Throw the clay down. Pull that clay up. Right up to the top. Down. Pull that clay up. And down. We got one more pottery edit for you guys, so goated 1.